Filippo, Sandro, thanks very much for joining us. A lot of interest at the moment in Italy. Filippo, just give us a view on some of the investment opportunities in the region of Tuscany.
Well, my name is Filippo Giabbani. I'm the executive director of Invest in Tuscany. Invest in Tuscany is a specialized office of the regional government of Tuscany, and at the same time, a network of municipalities. The aim is to promote investments in Tuscany. And we think that Tuscany has a lot to offer in terms of opportunities because we have a very dynamic and diversified economy and a true specialization on some of the most important made in Italy sectors. But we offer great opportunities for example, in investments in the real estate sector. And today, we can say that this meeting is dedicated to the real estate sector.
And Filippo, in terms of some of the sort of real estate sectors, where I suppose do you think the investment opportunities are there?
Well, I can see three main investment opportunities. The first one is the student housing, because Tuscany has a very rich and diversified educational offer. And for example, we have 7 Italian universities and 29 only in the city of Florence international universities with over 120,000 students. And you have to consider a quarter of the Italian students come from outside the region and therefore need an accommodation. The second subsector is the medical and assisted living because Tuscany has a life expectancy that is among the highest in Italy, and a prevalence of the older population compared to the national average. And therefore, there's an untapped demand of nursing homes in the region to be covered. The third subsector is tourism. I think that everyone knows that Tuscany is one of the stars of global tourism, and it is known around the world for the beauty of its landscapes and its natural and cultural heritage. We have an important offer in terms of hotel and tourism accommodation, but there is still a potential to be addressed, to be achieved.
No, that's really interesting. Thanks, Filippo. And Sandro, obviously you're there, Mayor of Scandicci, which is sort of part of the greater Florence metropolitan region. Maybe just highlight, I suppose, a little bit about that area because people may not be familiar with that, but also some of the opportunities there.
The city is in the center of the most important railway and the tramway and the highway. We are a very close area. We are in the center of luxury brand in the Europe center, innovative heart of the city of the Florence. It's the most important innovative port area of Florence. The brain and the mentality of the people of Scandicci is very European, is very close with the other people in the world. We are 3 schools of the luxury in the leather goods. We in Scandicci studies every day 1,000 students for all the world.
And in terms of the student housing side, I suppose, is that going to make a significant difference to your city, bringing students in and actually living in Scandicci?
The different about the Tuscany, the idea of the Tuscany is the idea of the rich historical and heritage environment and the extraordinary in the world. Scandicci is a new town in the new renaissance of Florence. It's the new city around Florence, with the mentality, with manufacturers, with the idea of the people who live and study and work in Scandicci. Scandicci is the future of Florence.
And are you actively looking for international investors to come in and join you on this project, Sandro?
We have a manufacturing in the international. We have student international. We have to attract a business for all the world. In my opinion, we look for a a new identity for Florence, and the Scandicci is the new center of the innovation in Florence.
Great, really interesting. And Filippo, obviously you're looking at investment in the region as a whole. Obviously there will be investors who will be looking at Italy and wondering, how do they access the market, particularly ones, they may never have heard of Scandicci. They almost certainly would have heard of Florence, for example. How do you help investors access these sorts of opportunities like the one we've just heard about from Sandro?
We're pretty aware that sometimes it's quite difficult to access the Italian market. And therefore, we have developed a specialized office in the President's office, that is to say, Invest in Tuscany. Invest in Tuscany assists the potential investor during the whole investment project, from the pre-investment phase to the post-investment phase. And it listens and acts on the needs of investors, coordinate all the administrative aspects that are sometimes a little bit scary for the international investors, makes connections with local partners, starting from local municipalities, and provides an aftercare service for the companies already located in the region. So we can say that we are the natural interface between the local market and the international investor.
Really interesting to learn a little bit more about the city, which was one I wasn't aware of, Sandro. So thanks very much for sharing your views on that. Really interesting to learn about the new projects. And there's certainly, from our point of view, there's a huge amount of news at the moment coming through on investment and investment opportunities in Italy. So really interesting to get your perspectives on those. Thanks very much, Filippo and Sandro.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard.